So let's get started. You will need your ribbon. Pull your ribbon through the jump ring, then glue it down. Now that we have glued down the jump ring, we are going to add a second jump ring to the ribbon. So you will pick the other end of the ribbon, you will pull the jump ring onto the ribbon, all the way towards the other jump ring. Now you have this, a jump ring with a jump ring through the ribbon. Now I'm going to grab my model horse. I'm going to lay down the first jump ring that we have glued down between the horse's mouth and nose. I'm going to do this on the other side too. This is now correct. It's between the nose and the horse's mouth. You need to glue it down like this. Now that you have glued down the second jump ring, we are going to cut off the excess. And now you have two jump rings on each side. This is the first part of your noseband. Now we are going to add the ribbon again to one of the two jump rings again. You now have glued it down. Now we go to the other side of the jump ring and feed the ribbon through again. Be aware of which side you are pulling it through. This is good side. This is good side to good side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the ribbon through on top so that it is still good side on good side. This may be a little bit of a hard step, but you will get it. And now you have to feed it through. We are going to glue it down, but we need to measure first. You're going to put it on your horse's nose, and I'm going to pull it tight on how tight I want it. I want a little bit of space, so that it's not too tight and the horse can fit it nicely, but it also can fit on other horses too. So I am going to leave it like this. There's about 2 millimeter gap of space. Just try to do that. Just a teeny tiny bit of space, so that it's not too hard on the horse's nose. Now that you have done that, I'm going to glue it down. Remember, good side to good side, wrong side to wrong side. Now the noseband is completed. You have on both sides two jump rings and you will have the noseband ready. Now grab another jump ring, pull the ribbon through the jump ring and glue it down again. We are now going to make the cheek pieces. Now we have glued down the jump ring onto the ribbon. We are going to grab our horse again and we are going to measure the cheek. I would like to have the cheek around the horse's eye. I think this is long enough. It doesn't need to be too long because it will look weird. Rather a bit shorter than too long. So I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to use the horse as my measurements. So I have the jump ring now right at the horse's eye. And I need this so that I can cut it off on the correct length. Now, the jump ring is right here where my scissor is, but we do need a little bit of excess to glue it down. So I'm going to cut it right off the horse's nostril. That's for me enough of ribbon to glue it down. Now you're going to grab your noseband and you're going to pull the ribbon of where the jump ring is attached through. And you're going to glue it down. Now you have done that. It now has a cheek piece with a jump ring attached. The other side needs it too. So I'm going to do it again on this side. The exact same measurements. So what you also can do is make two of those right beside each other and cut them at the same length. This way you will have two identicals. You can glue them down easily and you work way faster that way. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will do it one by one. To make the second cheek piece, we need another jump ring. We are going to pull the ribbon through and we are going to glue it down again. Now you have glued it down. Pull it through the jump ring again on this side where there is no cheek piece. Glue it down. So I'm going to measure it again. Right under the eye is where the jump ring I want to be. Then you will cross this jump ring from the noseband. Right, this is the length that I want. So where I'm going to cut it off? Right at the nostril. That's where I'm going to cut it off. And I'm going to grab the noseband again and grab my jump ring, and I'm going to pull it through the jump ring and again glue it down. Now we have two cheek pieces, one on this side with a jump ring and one on that side with a jump ring. I'm going to flip the horse over again, right at the side that I want, the left side. Now, I have here, this is a buckle. It's really tiny. It's really that small, just as my finger. That's how small it needs to be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my ribbon and I'm going to pull it through the buckle, just like you would with a normal buckle. Going to the first, then going to the second. Now the buckle is on the ribbon. I'm going to slide it a bit forward because there's a lot of excess. Now there's a little bit of excess. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over onto the other side of the ribbon and I'm going to glue it down. But I need to cut a little bit off because it doesn't look that great. So now I've done that, I'm going to grab my glue and going to glue it down. Now I've glued it down. This buckle is not working. It is feeded through and it is still working because it can move. The buckle can move. Now we are going to grab our horse again. And we need the whole halter that we have already. Because I want it to be on the left side, I need the left jump ring, like this one. Not from the noseband, but from the cheek pieces. Do keep that in mind. Now I need the other end of the ribbon and I need to pull it through the jump ring. Remember, good side to good side, wrong side to wrong side. Now we have this. The buckle is through the jump ring from the cheek piece and now I need to glue it down. Cut off the excess as well. Now glue it down. Now your buckle is attached to the halter. We are now going to the other side where there is just a jump ring from the cheek piece. We are going to grab our ribbon again and we are going to pull it through the jump ring and then glue it down. This side does not need a buckle. You can if you want extra variations, but I'm not going to do that for the sake of the tutorial. Now we have glued down this side. We are going to pull the ribbon through the other side, the buckle. I'm going to grab my end of the ribbon. I'm going to pull it through the buckle now. Now the ribbon is through the buckle. It will look like this. It's now through. Now we need to measure the horse's head size. So I'm going to put the noseband on the nose. I'm going to pull the ribbon over the ears. Now we have half a halter. First we need to know if the measurement is right. The measurement looks right. Now I'm going to cut off the excess. Now you have the headpiece and the noseband and the cheek pieces. We only need the cheek band right under here. Let's do that. For this you will need a hook and your ribbon. Pull the ribbon through the hook and glue it down. Now you have glued it down. We are now going to grab the horse. And because I want to have the ribbon and the buckles on one side, I'm going to do the hook as well on this side, where the buckle is. I'm going to attach the buckle to the jump ring of the cheek piece. Now it's attached. And I'm going to the other side, where there is nothing really on the buckle. No buckles, no hooks. And I'm going to feed the ribbon through. There's only ribbon on this side and a jump ring, nothing more. So now I'm going to pull the ribbon through and glue it down. We now have the cheek piece. It is attached to the halter, but we need to attach this side. So I'm going to cut the excess off. This way I know where to glue and what the size is. Now we need to glue this piece to the cheek piece. Here we have it. The cheek piece is now done. It still can detach from one side through the hook, and it can latch on again. You now have this. We need just one more piece, and that is, where do you attach the lead rope? We need that piece. So what we are going to do is we are going to grab even a smaller jump ring. This is the smallest jump ring that I can physically make. It's just about 1 or 2 millimeters. It's really that small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this jump ring, and I'm going to grab my ribbon, and I'm going to pull it through this teeny tiny jump ring. Now you have pulled it through. Glue it down now. Now you have glued it down. We are going to put this little teeny tiny jump ring aside for a moment. We are going to grab our halter again and just see which is the underside. Now we need to grab one large jump ring, which is 3 millimeters. Not that large, but large as for Schleich horses. I'm going to open up this jump ring. I'm going to grab the halter, and I'm going to grab the bottom piece of the noseband. Then I'm going to pull the noseband through that jump ring, like this. This is where your lead rope will attach. Now I'm going to grab the jump ring, and now I'm going to grab the teeniest jump ring. I'm going to pull it through the other jump ring, the bigger one. And remember, the good side, the wrong side, the wrong side. So this is now how it will look. I don't know if you can see it right, because it is so small. I don't know if I can put it on the camera, but I will try. Now you have done that, I'm going to close up the jump ring again, so that nothing will escape through the jump ring. And what I'm going to do now is you will see it actually. You now have a ribbon piece attached to the bottom of your noseband. For this, we will need the cheek piece that went under the horse's cheek. I'm going to cross the path with the teeniest jump ring. It will be on top of the cheek piece. Now, because there is a jump ring attached and another jump ring and then the ribbon, you don't need a really big piece for this. So I have put it here on top. Now I'm going to switch it over to the other side, pulling the ribbon through, and now I am going to glue this down, but I need to cut off the excess. I have done that, and I'm going to glue it down. This step may be a little bit hard, but once you get it, it's actually not that hard. Just try and see how far you will come. Do not worry if you make a mistake. Mistakes happen. That's where you practice to make your own tag. It can be quite hard sometimes, but we all practiced. Now this little piece is also done. Can you see it now, where the jump ring is attached? This is now done, so this means that your halter is now complete. Put it on your model horse that you want and see if it fits right. I can put it over the ears, and now I need to see if the cheek piece will latch on to the jump ring. It does. So this is now how it looks. Doesn't this look cute? Absolutely adorable. You finished your own model horse halter. Now, for this tutorial, it's not just only Schleich. I used a Schleich model here, But you can also use this on your Breyer models, on your stablemate models, on your CollectA models. Every brand out there is the exact same way. But the horse's mane can be in the way sometimes. So if that happens, just choose another model horse. And for that model horse, try to use other materials and other items. A halter cannot fit on every model horse who has wild manes. Follow for more tutorials and DIY kits on my model horse tag /Etsy.com. You can find me on there on Etsy, my model horse tag, for more tutorials, more tag pieces or patterns as well.